Welcome home, baby.
Corn Warriors is presented by Pivot Bio.
Today's November 1st. We are in downtown Jamestown, literally right beside the Greenview High School football field. This is just normal production corn like everything else. Actually a new number we're trying this year. I've already walked this field, looked at it during the growing season, seen if I had hopes for this hybrid or if I'm already being pretty negative about it. This one's looked pretty good, but you know, I've had my doubts, so it's been one of those things where, well, the yield monitor is going to tell the ultimate story. And when you're sitting in the seat of the combine, the main thing, you know, that you're looking for is one, standability, because it's still standing, you know. Then we're going to look at plant health, disease pressure. How did it handle disease? Then once we get past those two, we're going to start looking at ear size, yield potential, population. Did it like a certain population better than another? So that way we can learn more from it next year, because it might have been my fault. I might have screwed up this hybrid, and you know, the company did nothing wrong. It was completely, you know, a practice by overpopulating it or underpopulating it is the reason why it didn't yield what I wanted it to. You know, when we look at corn like this, you know, we see the tops broke out of it. I'm okay with that as long as it's standing. You know, it's all the way down to 17% moisture corn. So if it's standing, we're good. And so far, you know, we can check those boxes off from the leaves that I can see. You know, I don't see any tar spot on them. They look fairly clean. So, you know, year one, I'd say this hybrid is a small success. I've been after the crown for every year I've been on the show. I mean, I don't like losing, so, but I do feel like I've got a puncher's chance this time. I know the other guys, they're very tough to beat, you know, everybody but Chad and Heath. Other than them two, yeah, it's tough competition.
Ready? All right. Ready?
I'm ready.
Ready?
Ready? You ready?
Ready.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Thomas, you ready?
I'm ready.
Tell them how ready you are.
I'm real ready. Born ready.
Sing them a song real quick.
I can't.
You get shy on the camera?
No, I'm not shouting. She looks so good moving across the dance floor. All right, that's enough. That's enough. You step in here, man.
Discovered, right?
Welcome back. Dead or alive. Among this. Yeah. All that test weight killed his ass. We got Curly here. Then we got Justin. Tomcat on the end down there. And then Henry beside you. And then my old friend Wally that likes to stop by here and there, helps us out. Jump box on the side decided to take a break this morning, so. But all in all, with the help of B&S, their top mechanic, Josh, picked the phone up and he called us right back within a few minutes and told me exactly what to do. And 2 minutes, we were started up and running. So B&S, top of their game.
Next probably will be a V10 Valtima application.
It's so much more than fungicide.
Goes above and beyond disease control.
Really like the BASF fungicides.
It's a stress mitigator. It's plant health. We have applied a toad on this farm, you know.
Done a great job for me.
Definitely money made.
Yeah, absolutely. See how green this still is?
That's right. It's never too early to be talking about a program anymore.
when y'all first came, this is the first corn that we planted on episode 2, I believe it was. It showed us here just starting to plant this place, and we talked about how perfect the soil was as far as making a seed bed. And this is real high clay ground, and I told everybody, you know, if you can get the corn up and get it out of the ground and get it growing, you know, 9 times out of 10 you'll raise a good crop. 10 years ago, this probably would have been a total failure. June we had about a month of 100-degree days straight through with no rain, and I particularly think it's quite amazing that we're right now picking 240 bushel corn on corn that didn't hardly have any rain through the time that it needed the most when it was pollinating and making those ears. Prices of everything seems like they went up triple, and you know, the way the commodity prices have been up and down, you'd like to see a little more pricing on the commodity, considering the way things have been outpriced with us guys that are farming. Fuel, equipment, parts, fertility, anything that way. It just, things have been increasingly getting more involved and more difficult to make a dollar out here. So that being said, that's why we're actually trying to push higher yields all the time. Without that, you know, it's just harder to make a dollar these days. Fortunately for me, I deal with Nutrien, which is one of our sponsors here on CornWarriors. They've always been just as good as anybody I can work with, and it's just good to have their support and people stands behind me, and they have in the past, and a lot of it. And I'm proud to have them on my side as part of my team. It seems like everything they do is with a fine tip, you know, and it's just, I'm pleased with the things that they do for us. So they got to come out today and finally get on the combine with us and see about everything that we talk about, and they'll enjoy, hopefully, spending a few hours with us today. And I'm glad to have them here with us. I guess all in all, I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out on a stressful year. It's been, somebody's looking out for us, that's for sure.
Well, I was really expecting me to have the best one I ever had, so I'm real disappointed today, but I got a long ways to go. So the irrigated stuff will be probably the next 2 weeks. That's the good, you know, that's the good stuff. Right. You know, we'll be going a month, you know. So we're on our first farm picking corn. Beans are done. Started on corn. Weather has turned. It's gotten very cold. That'll pass, it'll warm up again. High of 43 today, I think. Did our first NCGA pull today. 20 bushel under what I thought it was. Well, I thought it was gonna be, because I picked some better corn off that I was doing a different practice on. And we were hitting 340, 350, 360 pretty consistently with a monitor. And then I thought another spot was better, was going to be better, because I did something different, and it turns out it was considerably less. So still practicing, still learning, but I kind of shot myself in the foot because I picked the best stuff off this farm. Sometimes when you're experimenting with stuff, you go the wrong way on yield, and it's happened to me more than once, but that's how you keep trying stuff and figuring out what works.
Farmers deserve a nitrogen that works as hard as they do, one that stays with the crop until the job is done. It's time to turn to a better nitrogen with Pivot Bio.
I texted Bruce, he told him Michael come on, we just weighed the 217 and a blonde and went 312, and he just now texted back, said perfect.
I called him, I was talking to him, and he was excited. He likes that number. Going into this year, I was really optimistic, felt really good. We got off to a really good start. We did have to run some pivots before I planted, but all in all, I thought, man, we're rolling, you know. And then June 14th, 15th rolls around, and you know, we get hail and 100-mile-an-hour winds and tornado and lose 2 bins and 2 pivots, and I'm like, not so optimistic. But my goal was to get NCGA pull over 300, and we did do that today. So I'm very happy about that. I achieved my goal. You know, just working with what I had. Was it a perfect crop? No. But it's kind of nice to know that, you know, you can even take, you know, corn that's been damaged, or, you know, knowing that it's lost a little potential, but still make it work. So. The earlier you can get done with harvest, the better. Just, you know, the longer that crop's out there, the longer it's exposed to the elements of the weather, and when that crop's ready and mature, you know, you got to get it out of the field, or, you know, it can go down on you, and, you know, you can lose a lot of yield and overnight in a, you know, little 50, 60 mile an hour windstorm, so, which is very common for this area. It's, you got to lean into it a little bit. It's, you know, just a steady, you know, I don't know, 20, 25, you know, gusting a little bit, probably maybe up to 30, but yeah, that's just another day in the Midwest.
So Levi's been kind of playing with testing a late season application, which we didn't do on all of our fields, but some of them, to just protect that top end yield, that late season diseases, wind, different things can steal that from us. So he just wanted to make sure that the crops, the yield was protected until harvest. And so Valtima fungicide, I think, is a huge piece of that puzzle for us to protect against what the Nebraska weather and crazy season throws at us at the end.
In Nebraska here, it's not if we're gonna get wind, it's when you're gonna get the wind. Is it gonna be today, a week from today? It will happen. And today we got a steady 25, 30 mile an hour wind, gusting up to 40. And this Valtima has kept this plant so healthy. We got our stalk strength is excellent. You can see here things are getting whipped around, and I mean there's nothing down. It's standing very well, and the combine's here now, so I think we reached the goal. We got a heavy frost here, about 5, 6 days ago. So it's really lime green. The frost killed the corn, but you can see here we had a lot of green left in this corn before that frost. So, and that's what we want to do. We want to be able to, you know, take that plant all the way to frost, you know, with the green, and you know, we expect to see some good things here. So.
Man, ain't got no one step back with the wind in the back. Tap it in. These is a couple ears that we pulled. They was talking about having some girth, but we just in the wrong hybrid to get that. But these are some pretty good ears. We're in some dryland corn now, and these ears come from those stalks. No, I'm messing with y'all. You know good and well that these ears didn't come from those stalks. But we did go through a little swag down there, you know, and happened to grab an ear or two and see where we was at. So here you go. We ain't really got no girth, but we don't have any tip back either. So I think they was talking about tip back.
They're long and skinny, but don't have no girth to them.
Irrigated these pretty good when you get them in there about 44. Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah. That's 18 by 40. We'll take it, won't we? Oh. If you can't take the heat, get you beep out the kitchen. I mean, it's like amazing. Like CornWarriors shows up, pivot tires flat. Anybody that wants on this show, get ready to get your wrenches out. No, I shouldn't say that. That's bad on the guys. Seth, I'm gonna apologize. Can I retract that statement? You know, all my life I've been an underdog, right? Yeah.
Your whole life?
All my life.
Never won?
Never won.
A day in your life?
Ever. Well, wait a minute. I did win this one time with Corey. I did win this one thing with Corey one time.
Here's a $100 bill.
It was just a $100 bill floating around. I don't even know where that $100 bill's at now. Like, I'm serious. I don't even know where that thing's been.
We have to capture the profit in any way we can. If it's saving on seed or if it's getting more for what's coming out of the bins, we have to be able to capture the profit. And I've always said that farming is a lot more about mitigating loss than it is to maximizing profit or maximizing bushels. We have to mitigate every step of the loss process from the time we plant to the time we deliver.
This is the county line farm.
County line?
County line, because that's the county line out there. This is the one where we put some tile down. And the corn's been good. It's definitely been good. It's definitely made a difference. We grew more corn in spots where we've never grown corn before, so you gotta be excited about that. We now have the flow meters in place, so be interested to start year one or year two actually, and then see how much water we actually remove. When you go by Corey's, tell him that's me right there at 44,000. Yep. We pulled these, it was at 44. We was wondering about the race car deal. He's been awful crickets. We finished up one field, headed into another one, moving again. So we're puddle jumping is what we call it around here, you know, because we get in these small fields. And we're wrapping up corn harvest. We made it through, grain carts, all the tires still on them. You know, last year we sunk a grain cart while they was here. We made it through all that, so it's been a good day today. It's been a good day. We're gonna shed a little bit more corn, probably knock this thing out in a few more days, go straight into soybeans and let the rough ends drag. No, there it is. There it is. He signed that. Yeah, what do you think about that? So whoever gets this 100 from Corey, from me, has to sign it, and you have to keep it on you. If you lose it, I'm gonna put a new wager in. If you lose it, it's gonna cost you another one. So you better take care of it, because I done made it a whole year with it, hadn't I?
Almost.
Almost. It's almost a whole year. Let the rough ends drag.
Next probably will be a V10 Valtima application.
It's so much more than fungicide.
It goes above and beyond disease control.
Really like the BASF fungicides.
It's a stress mitigator, it's plant health. We have applied a toad on this farm, you know.
Done a great job for me.
Definitely money made.
Yeah, absolutely. See how green this bill is?
That's right. It's never too early to be talking about a program anymore.
What you can really tell field loss is what's going out, what's coming through your chopper and going out into, you know, the next rows out there. And as you can see, looks like there's one partial kernel way over there, but you know, all the way through here where you can see some bare ground, there's just nothing. You know, it's just cob. So trying to find a kernel, nothing there. There's one little one. Overall, we're doing a really good job. That's what we was talking with those SD concaves. Really like the job we can do. There's one. You know, but that's, what did we find? 2 or 3 there through this whole area. You know, that, if you figure that out to a bushels per acre, I mean, it's like, I don't know if it'd be 0.1. It's basically nil. So this might be the close of 2022 as far as CornWarriors filming. It depends on whether they'll be back out again. So We want to take this opportunity to thank everyone for watching. Thank the sponsors that helped the show get put on, you know, Pivot Bio. And we haven't got into their Pivot Bio corn yet, but it looks really good. So I want to thank Pivot Bio. We did a little strip of field of corn that didn't have fungicide. Man, can you tell the difference? Fungicide pays, and BASF has some good ones for sure. You know, this Great Plains twin row we're just getting into today. We use this Great Plains planter. Kind of interested in what's that doing, so I want to thank Great Plains for helping out with the show a little bit too. Nutrien's a big player throughout the country, and they do a good job trying to take care of their customers, so I want to thank them also. Hope everybody has a safe 2022 and going into 2023. I think we're going to have real consistent high yields in our corn. Maybe the most consistent we've had in a long time because of timely rains later in the season. I think it's really going to help us. So I don't know if we'll blow out any high NCGA numbers, but I know we're going to make some money on some 300 bushel averages out here on some fields. So really happy with that. Happy the way the year's turning out. Check out, you know, danlipkus.com. We're going to be putting some stuff on there about our different yield trials also.
At the end of the day, you know, my goal is, did I do better than I did last year? Can I check mark that box? And then, you know, as long as we're learning and improving, and then the main thing that I'm worried about and caring about is not an NCGA entry or a CornWarrior crown. You know, I love the show, but it's not paying the bills. What's paying the bills is what we're doing right now. So how was my overall farm average? Did I improve it from last year? Did we handle Mother Nature? Did we make it through? You know, what was our ROI on everything? What products worked? What hybrids worked? What didn't work? What do we need changed for next year? That's what I'm constantly concerned about. You know, if we end up winning a crown in the meantime, so be it. But we're definitely going for it. But you know, that's our main goal. Well, it's been another challenging year. I think every year is a challenging year for farmers everywhere. We always have our different ones to overcome. Here at Cornwarriors Farms, we've done the best we could this year to overcome all the challenges, and we had a very great year. I'm very thankful. I first want to thank God. I want to thank my wife, my kids, and then all the farm help here. Everybody that we work with. You know, it's definitely not a one-man band. Could not do it without them. I want to thank the producer Seth for all the work that he does for this educational show that we're putting out. Most importantly though, I want to thank the fans at home that are watching this, all the fellow farmers from around the world. I enjoy meeting you guys every different place that I go. Feel free to reach out anytime. You know, it's great to hear the feedback. And just to snuff some rumors in the air, we definitely will be back next year. We're not going anywhere, so make sure stay tuned because CornWarriors will return along with the beast. And that is that.
Pivot Bio just doing its thing. 3.5 to 4 bushel better with 40 pounds less.